so this is going to be the center counter with ready flavor. Got the flavor. All right, so e4, d5, pawn takes, queen takes, and we only have 2 lines that we have to cover. Knight c3, kicking the lady immediately, or knight f3. So we got knight c3. We just go back home. No worries, no problems. Nothing to really remember here. Done. Okay, so then he's going to play knight f3 or probably bishop c4. Most of the scrubbalicious people love to try to play for an f7 tactic early. So they're going to start focusing on it. And you're like, okay, knight f6, great. That stops queen f3 and 4-move checkmate nonsense, or queen h5, 4-move checkmate nonsense. So now he's probably going to go, all right, knight f3. All right, I'm just playing my moves. You know, I'm just looking for some bug house threats, some f7. g6. Knight g5, and this is very important to remember because I bet money right now somebody in the tournament is going to play this against you. The knight and bishop are attacking f7. And we've talked about it before, you don't want to move the e-pawn, but sometimes you have to. Now in this case, if you make a move like bishop h6, takes, and your woman in the rock gets forked, and that's just not working. Don't do that to your people. So the knight and bishop are attacking f7. e6 breaks the situation. So now, okay, I give up. Bishop g7. Now, d4, castles, this is all fine. Say bishop e3, and this is a key moment. This is where I see a lot of my students make mistakes here because they think just because they protected f7, they're fine. And they'll make a move like knight d7 here. Now, this is a horrible tactical mistake because you got bishop takes e6, exclam. Because after pawn takes, the knight takes, and your queen and rook are being hit, and say when the queen moves, I mean, he could even consider taking here, but I'm probably just going to take the rook, and it's just a horrifying position to have to play. So this is why a solid rule is, once you're pretty safe, if you got a knight or anything around your king, kick him. Ask him what he's doing there. If he takes, all right, just take back, no problems. So he's got to go back. So literally when white played this knight out, we kick him later, so he gave us a full move. We gave him a move when we took with our queen and put it back, we just got to move back because he wasted time. Now we go back to our ready idea of, where do all our pieces go? Oh yeah, b6, bishop b7, knight d7, c5. And we got our position that's very, very similar to the ready, and stuff that we understand, know, and love. Queen either goes here or here, and the sauce is flowing freely. Gotta have the sauce, gotta love it. So I'm gonna go back to the other line now. So we got our first line, we killed it. Next, get good at setting up the board. All right, d5 pawn takes, queen takes, and instead of that move, which we just looked at, we got knight f3. Now, we just go straight to our ready stuff. Knight there, say g3, g6, bishop g2, bishop g7. I'm not worried about him doing something like this. I just put my queen back home. No worries. So, normally they're going to castle. And then we castle. So then, say he plays a move like c4. Anytime your woman's attacked, where does she go?
Home.
Home! She just goes home. A woman gets attacked, she's mad, she go home. So, d4. Now, here is where we have that thing where we have the ready crisis, we'll call it. Because you want to play b6. But if you play b6, you lose because of the bishop on the long diagonal. So if he hits you with knight e5, we're in deep doo-doo sandwich. Not good. A deep doo-doo sandwich is not something you want to have to pay for. So, first we can start with the normal ready move. So he develops. Again, if we play b6, we run into some really nasty stuff because you're like, oh, I can just move my rook. And then you get forked and you get owned. Not fun for anybody. So, this being the case, we have a very, very sneaky move. Actually, it's really passive and defensive, but it works. Rook b8. Now, the point is, we just get off this long diagonal, no problems. If the guy tries to play knight e5, all right, we'll take, trade ladies, and knight g5. Where both the bishop and knight are going to be attacking this weak pawn. So he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to play knight e5. So say he's just like, I got to get this bishop developed, b3. b6, we finally get our move because, if knight e5, we take, and it goes back to that same idea with knight g4 following. Take. So bishop b2, bishop b7, and we've gotten to our ready position again. So after rook c1, guess what? c5. We're back to the sauce. All right, now, there's one thing that we'll go over in the next video that just hit me in my mind. All right, video.